Okay, so more karma. Let's go and have a chat, see what else is going on. Has Blitz got anything to say? Richard, I've offered you a smoke, but that was my last one. How's the old Emily situation worked out? Turned up anything new? Yeah, well, sort of. It's mostly speculation, truth be told. So what's the deal? Is she working with the Azzies or what? No, I don't think so. But I do have a new lead. After our talk, I went wading into all of Az Technology's matrix hubs that I could find. Nothing too deep, don't worry. I didn't want to set off any alarm bells, but I had a hunch that if I poked around long enough, I'd be able to find something that might lead me. And sure enough, I did. A message from a genuine article herself. She messaged you? Sure enough, she sent me a note. Want to hear it? What it said? He pressed forward without waiting for a response. Tell you, the note said, and I quote, "Lay off, Blitz. I told you to leave me alone. You've shown admirable self-control over the past year. Please don't give up on it now. I'll be back when I can, if I can. Until then, keep away from me for both our sakes." So I found her, and she wants nothing to do with me again. No explanation, no apologies, just verbal pat on the head. I've shown admirable self-control, really. She makes it sound like I'm a toddler or something. So did you lay off the message? Hell no, I wasn't going to stand for that. Where did she get off stealing from me, then acting like it was my fault? I tried to trace the message, like all good Decker would. And did you succeed? No, she's good. Better than I ever thought she was. I couldn't trace a damn thing. I could keep digging though. I mean, if she noticed me doing it before, I must have been close. Now before you say anything, I was more discreet this time. I can be subtle if I have to. Nobody noticed what I was doing, and I did find another clue. I hesitate to ask. That's okay, I'll tell you anyway. I found a connection between Emil and Seda Krupp. So do you think that she works for SK then? That she stole the encrypted data from you to give to them? Well, maybe, I don't know. It's confusing. I was also able to track down some message fragments connecting her to the Stockwell Knight. So maybe she was a Seda Krupp mole, and she got close to me so that she could, I don't know, so she could profit from my decking expertise. Maybe when she told me not to steal that data, she was using reverse psychology. It's got to be it. She must have wanted me to take it. He frowns and then shakes his head. But then again, with the shock, well, I can't. German. I never took German. And she's screwing both the Azzies and the SK over. If that's the case, then maybe she was with me because she genuinely wanted to be. Pauses for a moment, considering. Then all at once he seems to perk up, his chest puffs out, and he nods decisively. In either case, I should make an effort to find her. I mean, she's playing a dangerous game. Whatever she's with SK or... yeah, that word. Maybe she's gotten herself in too deep. She might need help. I mean, why else would she send me such a cryptic message? I think you should go after her. She's clearly in over her head. What if she needs you? It's up to you, but at the end of the day, you're going to do whatever you want anyway. You should go after her. You're right, of course. You're absolutely right. Besides, it's not like she can send me a distress call. Her communications are probably being monitored. I bet she'd spend the whole past year waiting for me to come riding in to a rescue. Blitz claps his hands, then rubs them together in excitement. Get set, Chief. You're about to witness an event. When my gung-ho personality and legendary skills come together, the whole world stops and takes notice. I'm sure it does, Blitz. I can't wait to see how this thing plays out. You won't have to wait long. I know just where to hit. Same as technology data node that I stole the information from in the first place. I already know that I can get past the security, and my gut tells me that I'll find Emily there. Thanks for the encouragement, Chief. I knew this was the right thing to do, of course, but you've helped to quiet my lingering doubts. Any lingering doubts that might have had. Oh, my English is a bit rubbish at the moment. Don't know why. Just a lot of talking, a lot of trying to read it quick. He nods at you, an expression of supreme confidence on his face, and now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a damsel in distress to rescue. Let's go speak to Iger. Iger welcomes you. Rich, what can I do for you? Just talk about what happened with the engineer. Agreed, I'm ready to go over it when you are. So the engineer was working for a secret society. Neither was I, she frowns. Part of me is still having trouble believing it, but it's true. He wasn't lying. I could see it in his eyes. I've been able to do any digging on Wynn tonight. Just isn't much reliable information. Whoever these guys are, they're very good at information control. None of my contacts can find anything but rumour and conjecture, and most of that is too crazy to even consider. How crazy are we talking here? Completely insane. Stories about magical nukes and the end of the world. Fenris shaman, Ragnarok, that kind of thing. Shakes her head. Like I said, nuts. There's lots of crazy things going on in the world. Doesn't mean that they're not real. She nods slowly. Yes, there are. And no, it doesn't. But this is just too far out for me to accept. It's far more likely that they've released these stories themselves, throw people off, whatever they're really doing. Anyway, we've stopped them cold in the Shannonets. That's another word, a German word that I cannot say. Whatever their business is, whatever was going to be in those crates that the engineer was having shipped there, isn't our problem anymore. The Kruzbazar is like German word that I can't say. I'm going to say home. Is safe on that front at least. I hope you're right. Yeah, and we've got you to thank for that. And you don't downplay what you did back there. Anyway, we should let it go. Shouldn't let it go to our heads. We still have a dragon to worry about. When I left the room in search for clues, the engineer told you something that pushed you over the edge. That son of a bitch said a lot of things. What of it? You knew that we needed him, but you beat him badly. I was worried. Oh, nothing. I just wanted to... What do you think? I want to know what he told you. With all due respect, that's none of your business. You'd be the tire of a man because he told you. As your team leader, I need to know what happened. I don't want to fight you on this, Iger. If this is too personal for you, we can drop it. She nods slowly. Yeah, that'll be best. So there's something else you wanted to talk about? Have you had a chance to play with the rifle that we got from his stash? Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of engineering. Shoots straight, has good stopping power, holds a big magazine. It's a really nice gun. You mentioned a bunch of aftermarket mods. Just one, it can tag a chambered round with an RF transmitter. After the round hits the target, transmitter pings on the designated channel, broadcasting the target's exact location to anyone who's listening in. In layman's terms, you can use this thing to mark a target. Cyberware that does the same thing, and deckers do it all the time. But this is the first time I've seen kind of function on a rifle. Not bad at all. Agreed, I've been reluctant to cart an AR along with me up until now. In my opinion, the added mid-range stopping power didn't justify the trouble of carrying another bulky big weapon into the field. Being a walking arsenal is fine and good, but it's also noisy and cumbersome, and those are two things that every sniper tries to avoid. She pats the engineers out. This thing though, this adds enough utility that I think it's worth the extra weight. I'll find a way to make it work. That's all, Iger. Thanks for the talk. Thank you, Fearless Leader, both for the chat and for the assist on the run. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Any thoughts on the last run? Nothing, we've already discussed it. Alright, let's just check, make sure we've got, so access the BBS, post pay data for sale, so I've got nothing for there. Relevant words. Okay, so you've got threads of stuff there that I could read. Jobs directory. So I've got the As Technology sabotage run to do. Has Glory got another chat with me? Oh, Rachel, I've got to admit I've been dreading this, yeah. So now that you know what I've done, what am I? Are you here to tell me off? I wouldn't blame you if you were. No, Glory, I'm not here to tell you off. Truth be told, I wanted to check and see how you were doing. Not great, struggling. But how you expect. We left it off a bad place last time. I've been thinking about the story and I had a couple of questions for you. Yeah, what is it? Escape from Harrow, but you're still out there. If you're looking to atone for your past, don't you think shutting him down would be a good place to start? Are you still looking for closure because you had a story, had a lot of loose ends that need to be tied up? Shouldn't we do something about it? She holds a silence for a long time. Finally she nods. Yes, I've been thinking about this for a long time, Richard, and every time that I've gotten close to making a decision, I've turned and run away. No more running. I'm ready to face up to this thing, but I can't do it alone. I'm going to need your help. I'm glad we're on the same page. Alright, if we're going to do this, we need to be clear on what our goal is. There are a lot of innocent people in that place. Lots of street kids who got sucked in by Martha and the other girls like her. Saving them won't be easy, but it feels like the right thing to do. But then there's also Harrow to consider. I want the man dead. Lord knows he deserves it, and if we don't make killing him our top priority, he might get away from us. If that happens, if he runs, he'll eventually start up another cult somewhere else. We can't find him, and all of this would have been for nothing. We're likely to run into other complications as well, so I think we'll need to make a decision here up front. What would you do in my place? Rescue the kids or take down Harrow? I don't think we can manage both. Freeing the kids to be our first priority. Round up runaways and clear Harrow's influence from their minds. Killing him will have to be secondary. Yeah. I hate giving Harrow a chance to escape, but you're right, saving the kids is what is important. She pauses, considering her choice, and a smile fits across her lips. Yeah, is that flirts or fit? Fits across her lips. This feels like the path to redemption. This feels right. Glad to hear we're in agreement. When you're ready to go, meet me at the van. It's a long drive. Right, I'll get my things. Oh, and thanks, Richard, for everything. Okay, so we're doing Glory's mission now. Has Dietrich got anything to say? Any updates on Alexander? Nothing new, boss. He's adjusting. It's going to take some time. Thinking about what you told earlier. You said your idea was going to make you pick a fight that you couldn't win. It's bound to happen eventually, probably sooner rather than later. Is there something that you can do to stop that from happening? Well, I suppose I could refuse, but that probably wouldn't be a good idea, especially not now. Remember, boss, the Dragon Slayer is where my magic comes from. If I turn away from him, you better believe he'll turn away from me. Besides which, I don't even know if I can refuse him anymore. He's been with me for so long, I don't know where he stops and I begin. Brinzy, don't worry about it, boss. I've known that this was coming my entire life, and when it happens, I'll go down in a blaze of glory, the likes of which you can't even imagine. That's a promise. You can't really believe that your idol wants you to commit suicide. What if you were to pick a fight with a different kind of dragon, say maybe a gang or a corporation? Any thoughts? Of course not. The Dragon Slayer doesn't want me to die, but he does want me to kill dragons. That ain't supposed to be safe or easy. It isn't my idol's fault that I'm getting too old to keep up with his wishes. What if you would pick a fight with a different kind of dragon, maybe a gang or a corporation? He pauses for a moment. That is an interesting idea. If they were big enough and heinous enough, he might be satisfied. I've never tried bargaining or negotiating with a Dragon Slayer before. I'm not sure how he feels about it. And I don't know how he'd take it either. Dragon Slayer doesn't seem to be questioned, and his temper is even shorter than mine. I'll tell you what, boss, I'll think about it. Not right now. Let's just pop out and see if there's any new upgrades, weapons and spell upgrades that I could use. Because I get the feeling that Glory's mission is going to be difficult. Should check the calf because I've got two things I don't know if I can get rid of or not. Speak to him, see if he wants anything, because I haven't spoken to him in a while. Yeah, it certainly is a beautiful... Don't mind the fool in the chair, he roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in his own seat, on his own sweat. I tolerate him because he takes his soy calf by the bucket. I'll tag my friend. You are quick-witted and sharp-tongued as ever. I bow to you. If you wouldn't mind to bow to me, you'd first have to vacate your chair. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an ox to assist you with the task. With luck, you'll be on your feet by nightfall. Enough of this senseless bickering. You have approached me for a reason, yes? Tell me what Jan Goldschmidt can do for you. Something bad is going to happen. Why do you put up with insults? I put it on because he amuses me. The fact that they amuse me infuriates my dear friend, who in turn hurls more insults. And thus the cycle continues. It is 2 years now that I've been your customer, yes? 2 years of soy-calf and strained patience, yes? And I remain happy, and Ultag makes money, an ideal business relationship. That sounds perfect. Take care. Till next time. Welcome back, honoured Elfendim. How may I serve you? Found this liquor on my travels worth anything? No. Not quite. I received cases if I can maybe offer you 10. No, I'll hold on to it. I'll hold on to the cheap one. I recently got a bottle of 50-year-old. Interested? Islay, you say? Might examine the merchandise. He takes the bottle. The smile fades for a moment as he becomes all business, examining the critical eye. Then as quickly as it faded, Hugh smiles back. Quite a little treasure you found? I'm sorely tempted to ask where you got it in hopes of procuring more, you see. But no, it would not be polite. I'd perhaps value the bottle at 400. 500 since I've got the only supply in town. Thank you very much, my friend. I have a buyer already in mind for our little gem, or perhaps I shall keep it to myself. It is good to always have something special on hand for a celebration. Just kidding, I'll be going now. So 500 nuyen for a bottle of whiskey. So let's see if we've got any new magical stuff that I can get my hands on. Hello again, how may I help you? Let's see what we've got. Nope, it's all the same. Please excuse me, I have work to do. Okay, let's go do Glory's mission. Glory's run. Actually got any 20 points, 20 karma points. What can I put that into? Probably be a good idea to go into a secondary weapon maybe, but I don't know. I don't know what Glory's mission's like at all. For a Stelly, the drive from home to the Shekabon Ban Forest was a long one. For over 6 hours, you and Glory rode in relative silence, with only the sound of the road for company. Now you find yourself crouching in the woods, watching, waiting off in the distance. The rustic exterior of the Furstella looks curiously warm and inviting, but you know what's waiting inside. Your anticipation churns at your guts like a living thing. Eventually, a van pulls out of the compound driveway and rolls out along the service road before disappearing from view. Glory gives you a nod and begins to scramble forward. Harrow has left the building. It's time for you to make your way inside. Let's take the extra. Let's take the cheap one. Okay, that looks like I've got everything that I can take. Yeah, I know I have karma available. The weathered edifice of the Furstella looms above you, dark and sinister in the chilly night air. Despite the horrifying stories that Glory has told you about this place, something about it feels strangely comforting. In the back of your mind, insidious voice whispers that you could stay here forever. Do you feel it, the lore of this place? Glory gestures with a limb of chrome and steel. When I was a kid, when I was whole, that pull was irresistible. Yes, I can feel it, almost pleasant. Yeah, I can feel it, but it doesn't change what we have to do. No, it doesn't. She looks at you, and her eyes are dark. When she speaks again, her voice is quiet but steady. You're going to see some terrible things in this place, Richard. Free Interstellar exists to prey on the young, and we're going to have to come to face with that. Are you sure that you're prepared for this? I'm as ready as I'm going to be. She studies your face for a moment longer, then looks away. Good. You want to compare notes, make sure that we're both on the same page? She nods. We save the street kids and runaways that are living here. We take them away from this place before Harrow can turn them into monsters. We keep them from following in my footsteps. This is your run, Glory. I'm just here to help you see it through. So what do we do first? Harrow keeps a shrine in the compound. It's key to the control over the cultists. We're going to purify the shrine and break that control. And when we're going to lead those kids out of here. So we need to find the shrine and perform some kind of ceremony. Something like that, but it'll be more complicated than it sounds. The shrine itself is just a hunk of rock. Its power comes from the entity that Harrow bound into the stone, something very old, very dangerous, a toxic spirit. It is in many ways the heart of this place. Voices you can hear whisper in the back of your mind, those are the spirit's voices. It saps the will of anyone who sets foot on these grounds. You can't save those kids until the shrine is dealt with. They'll fight us if we try. I want to hash out a few more details before we head inside. That makes sense. If you have any questions, it'll be best if you ask them now. So do we purify the spirit with some sort of ceremony or ritual? Something like that would just be easy to show you. I've got everything we need right here. She pats a satchel that hangs from her shoulder. When the time comes, I'll conduct the ritual, but before I can do that, we're going to have to face the spirit on its own terms, and it's going to be dangerous. Why attempt to purify someone to just kill it? The spirit has its fingers in the minds and auras of every kid in the compound. If we kill it, those kids will get hurt. They might even be killed. We can't just take that risk, but if we cleanse the adversary's corruption from it, they might withdraw from their minds willingly, and then we can get them out of here. Exactly. The shrine controls people. Yeah, then how do you have any feeling of guilt about it? Nothing. I think I know everything. Let's get moving. I'm with you. Let's go. Keep Glory safe and go to the shrine. Open the door. Okay, so there's a lot of rooms. Do I search the rooms? I'm guessing there'll be cultists in there, so I'm guessing that I need to probably free them first, then open the doors. Yeah, let's try that, because I don't think... Doorway shimmers with a faint red light. As you approach the door, you can feel a squirming sensation in the back of your skull. Your limbs begin to tingle and they feel heavy. The closer that you get to the doorway, the more of a struggle it is to continue moving forward. It feels as though the strength is being siphoned from your body. Fight through it. You grit your teeth and you lean forward, forcing heavy limbs to move through sheer force of will. As you near the doorknob, it begins to glow red. Crackling sparks leap from the glowing brass, and the crisp smell of ozone fills the air. Reach for the doorknob. You wrestle your arm up from where it hangs at your side. You reach for the sparking doorknob. A moment later, you can feel the cold metal hand grasp your shoulder. Glory, she speaks a single word. Don't. Step back. As you step away from the door, the crawling sensation gradually recedes. A moment later, the strength returns to your limbs. Glory stares into the light, frowning. The shrine room is through there, but this barrier wasn't here before. Harrow must have warded the doorway after I ran. How do we get through? The ward is like a lock, there must be a key. Back when I helped Harrow run this place, he and I were the only ones allowed in the shrine room. So we'll look for whoever has taken my place. That's where the key will be. How will we know who that is? It'll be a girl. Harrow would never take a male as his second. He wouldn't want the competition. And her hair will be fire red, sort of insignia of the rank within the cult. A girl with red hair. Let's go and look at this large book. An obscenely large tome situated on a pedestal. The paper is robust and fibrous, and the binding has been expertly stitched. A steel plate running along the book's spine anchors it to the pedestal. Glory stares down, frowning. Harrow's manifesto, a handcrafted line of bullshit that he feeds to his initiates. We all ate it up with a smile and came away convinced that he was a genius. She leafs through the pages with a finger. Looks like he's expanded it over the last few years. It's at least twice as thick as it was when I lived here. Maybe there's something in here we can use. I wouldn't hang around long enough to find out. It's Harrow's personal library. He used to experiment in here. There were dangerous things in here, rich, sick things. I was never allowed in this room without Harrow. Nobody was. He said it was for our safety, and I think he was telling the truth. I feel uneasy being in here. I don't want to stay any longer than we have to. Whatever he added could be important. Alright, I'll watch your back. Leaf through the beginning of the manifesto. As you flip through, find what looks a good place to jump in and start to read. When I first set on the path to free living, I realised that I need to rethink all of my earlier assumptions about life. I have to question my own values and beliefs, and I need the strength to trust in the answers that came to me. Prospect was daunting, but it was also necessary. The road to true freedom paved with unanswered questions. After all, you cannot learn to be free from a book. The answers won't come from the Bible, an instruction manual, or code of conduct. If you don't learn that, you'll never break your chains. The path to true freedom is one that each of us must walk on his or her own. What makes life worth living? What in life is truly valuable? And what is the dross that can be burned away? I spent weeks dissecting every aspect of my life to find the answers to these questions. Slowly, agonisingly, I pared down the list until only 4 items remained. The 4 items became the cornerstones of my new philosophy, the base of everything this place stands for. Love, the first cornerstone and most important. Without love, life is bland and meaningless. Without love, we might as well be machines. Love what you do, love the people around you, but above all, love yourself. Self-determination, second cornerstone. Each of us must be his or her own shepherd. No more gods, no more kings. Your life is your own. Lash out against anyone or anything that tries to treat you like property. An assault on your freedom is an assault on the whole being, and it must be met with an equally ferocious response. Charity, the third cornerstone. A miserable life is an empty life. If each of us is his or her own master, then nobody should live as a serf. By helping others along the path to enlightenment, so do we enrich our own lives. Passion, final cornerstone. Complacency is poison. Be wary of ambition. Ambition is a key to fulfilling life. Don't settle for it. If you do, you'll abandon what could be. You're rustling behind you. Glory turns and you see a troubled look on her face. Ominous feeling is getting stronger, Richard. It feels like we're being watched. Continue reading. Leafing through the rules of living. Be free in all things. Experience that freedom with your whole being, body, mind and spirit. Discard the oppressive traditions of modesty and shame that you've been indoctrinated with since birth. The free thinker has no use for them. Your body is a source of pride, of pleasure, and of secure for yourself and others. Enjoy it and share that joy freely with those who desire it. Be selfish, don't enslave yourself to others, expand your own happiness, take what you want, and do so unshamedly. Your desires are an important part of what makes you human. Society has trained us to hide that part of ourselves from the world, but the free living person doesn't cower in the shadows. Own your desires and rejoice in them. Selflessness is the ultimate dishonor, and dishonoring, I don't know, has no place in a free society. Show reverence. The free living person understands that the only true governance in this world is the law of nature, and that in nature there is a hierarchy. The rabbit doesn't question the wolf. The mouse does not wonder why it must run from the cat. They do because they must. Their survival depends on it. As it is in nature, so it is at the Furnistella. Know your place in the food chain and understand the mechanisms but which you can better yourselves. You leaf forward and you find at least 20 more pages worth of rules, each worded vaguely. You hear another rustling sound. Glory is moving behind you. She stares down at the rules of living, and look at disgust on her face. I'm getting the feeling that it's entirely written in double speak. I doubt if even a single statement in here. A fact that Harrow used to his own advantage. We could justify just about anything by pointing it out, by pointing to that in the manifesto. If an act is forbidden in one place, it is permitted somewhere else. If an initiate ever questions our behaviour, we could claim that he just didn't understand the meaning of the book. The other kids would look at him as the ignorant one. It's all bullshit, like I said, clever bullshit, but bullshit all the same. Glory freezes up, her shoulders hunch and her eyes narrow. Richard, there's an ominous feeling it's getting closer. There's something in the room with us, I'm sure of it. We need to get out of here now. Leave the journal alone. Standard login terminal. So we'll leave that room. So this is their kitchen, it looks like. Look in the fridge. As you open the door, a whiff of ammonia sinks in your nostrils. Watery lights glint off the door. Doors polished near. The fridge is stocked full of large plastic bins, all tightly sealed and neatly labelled. It's hard to tell though. The opaque plastic there to be full of meat. Inspect the containers. Pop the lid of the container and take a closer look. First thing that hits you is the smell. The meat is beyond rancid. White mould frost the side of the bin. That's all you can do keep from gagging. As you rush to put the lid back on, you recognise a familiar shape of rotting meat, a mangled human hand. Is that what I think it is? Glory's voice is flat. Ritual supplies. The adversary prefers them aged. Harrow teaches all the initiates how to do it, how to harvest the meat, how to store it, how to label it. Nobody likes doing it at first, but you learn. By the end, it doesn't even bother you anymore. I get the picture. I warned you that things in here you did want to see. You weren't lying. Come on, let's keep moving. Medical cabinet. An advanced med kit. So this is their bathroom, or a bathroom. So a girl with bright red hair. This is the initiate dormitories. New arrivals are brought here. There's still hope for these kids. Richard Harrow hasn't had a chance to ruin them yet. Good to know. We'll try to get them out of... Well, listen. Wait, listen. Movement in the room. Listen closely. You strain your ears. Soft voices from inside the room come drifting out of a nearby vent. You hear a woman's voice, sounded crisp and smooth and sweet, and it isn't instantly puts you at ease. Calm now, dear. It's probably nothing. No need to worry yourself. We're so far off the beaten track we don't get a lot of visitors. Out of the corner of your eye you can see Glory's back stiffen. She flinches as though she's been stung. Another voice, high-pitched, pleading, an obstinate boy. But what if is someone? What if it's bad people have found us? If they followed me here and they've come to... The boss cuts in. Well then, we'll send them away. You're perfectly safe here. You have to believe that. Don't worry, dear. Dear heart. Don't worry, dear heart. Harrow won't let anyone hurt you. Not here in this place, not ever again. I hear the ones deeper. Are you certain, Martha? Positive, be calm. all of you. As long as you're here with us, nothing bad will ever happen to you. That name sounds familiar. She gives a curt nod. It should. Martha was the bait that Harrow used to lure me here. What do you want to do? Glory pauses, grits her teeth. Finally she spits out an answer. If she's still here, she'll be Harrow's number one. My old position, he had his way with all of us, but he was always sweet on Martha. That means that she'll have key to the shrine room. In that case, we have to find a go. Maybe we can talk to her, convince her to give us the key. Maybe, but not here, not now. Those kids in there, they'll all die for her. They already love her. That's what she does. We can't risk confronting her in that room. If the situation turns ugly, any one of those kids will happily eat a bullet for her. And that's not what we came here to do. You're right. We came here to save the kids, not get them killed. We'll wait until Martha leaves and follow her. Glory nods. Martha's voice floating back. Hush now, boys, and get some rest. You've got a big day tomorrow, the biggest day of your lives. You'll get to meet Harrow. I promise you, after you speak with him, you'll see a whole new world in a different way, a better way. Alright, Martha, have a good night. You too, dear heart. All of you. You hear distant sounds of the door sliding shut. Glory takes a deep breath and releases it. The coast is clear. We can handle the initiates. They're just a bunch of scared kids. Without Martha here to egg them on, they won't try anything. Step away. Okay, so we'll go in there in a minute. We'll just check every room. There's a van. Anything else in here? Gory pushes aside, she traces the side of the claw. I remember cruising back alleys of Turbigan, looking for kids in need of help. The bait girls, Martha and the others like her, would offer money or food or drugs or sex, whatever it took to get them into the van. And once they piled in, Harrow and I would be waiting to greet them. I remember so many nights like that. I remember how much I used to enjoy it. You're not the same person you were back then. In all that time, nobody ever caught you. Coming back here shows integrity in most runners, and I wouldn't have done what you're doing tonight. Left to my own devices, I probably wouldn't have. You've pushed me to do this to find some semblance of redemption. I owe you for that. Don't thank me until we're safely back in the... We still don't know how it's going to... You don't owe me anything. Tell yourself whatever you like. We both know the truth. Come on, let's keep moving. Hear voices speaking in low tones through the woods. You can hear a regular chorus, rough laughter, people on the other side enjoying themselves. Voices belong to Harrow's acolytes. They have some magical training and they like hurting people. You open that door and we're going to have to fight on our hands. How'd you know that they are acolytes? Process of elimination, initiates aren't allowed in that room. It's one of Harrow's rules. On the rare occasion that an initiate is invited in, he usually doesn't come back out. What happens in there? The mouth tightens. It's sort of a lounge for Harrow's inner circle, the acolytes and the bait girls and Harrow's wives. Martha and I used to spend a lot of time in there. Let's keep moving. You can hear a distinct murmur of saying. The voices sound desperate. You hear tones before man pleading for his life. We should keep moving. Whatever's going on in there, we don't want to get involved. Sounds like someone's in trouble in there. Getting involved is the entire reason we came here. Yeah, but the cultists in there have been brainwashed by Harrow. Whatever they're doing in there isn't happening by their own accord. After we've purified the shrine, we can intervene. But if we go in there now, they're going to attack us and we're going to have to kill them. Alright, Dory, you win. Okay, so let's pop in here and have a... Listening to the vent, you hear only the sound of moving air. Open the door. Okay, so the game is now saved. The initiate closest to the door whips his head up and looks at you, takes a step back in alarm, and then opens his mouth to cry for help. You don't want to do that. Gory looks deep into the initiate's eyes, transfixing him. We're not here to hurt you. Do you really think that you can get to that door before I get to you? We're friends of Harrow. Don't bother calling it Martha out here. We're just going to have a word with her. The initiate eyes nervously, his gaze fixed to Glory, then falls to her cyber limbs. He swallows. Yeah, okay. Takes a step back, you do that. Martha's just on the other side of the door. However this goes, we're going to have to move quickly afterwards. If she dies, Harrow will know. Will know it, and I don't trust her to keep her mouth shut if she lives. So we'll take the key to the shrine room, break through the ward, and confront the spirit. Are we clear on that? Crystal, let's do this. Woman in this room is lovely, full lips, contrast actually with her fine elvish features, and a tremble of fire red hair spills down over her shoulders. Beyond her physical beauty, there is something inherently approachable about her. She exudes an almost palpable aura of kindness and warmth. Martha, Glory's old lover, the law that Harrow used to draw her and so many others with. She looks up with a start at the sound of your approach. Her eyes goes wide at the sight of Glory as she takes in her cyberware. Her mouth falls open in horror. Glory? Yes, Martha, it's me. Glory's voice is cold. It's been a long time. It has. Martha swallows. The horrific look hasn't left her face. Glory, what have you done to yourself? What I had to do. I got out, Martha. This was the only way. Oh, Glory, all at once the horror on Martha's face is replaced with an expression of profound sorrow. I am so sorry. Martha steps forward, her arms extended to wrap Glory in a hug. All at once something in Glory's face changes. Her skin goes from pale to pallid, and her breath becomes ragged. She takes a step back and raises her claws in a defensive posture. Her voice is frosty with cold rage. Don't you touch me. You're one of Harrow's creatures, you always were. Martha stops short. One of his creatures, Glory. What are you talking about? You aren't fooling anyone. Glory told me all about. He tricked her. You know that she's talking about Martha. You ruined her life. Her jaw drops out in shock and her cheeks blush red. Her father ruined her life years before we ever met. I didn't do anything. If you'd just left me where you found me, I never would have hurt anyone. My mother would still be alive. I never would have sold my soul to that abomination that you all worship. And I wouldn't have had to sacrifice my own body to escape it. This place took everything from me, and it all started with you. She looks genuinely hurt. Harrow and I rescued you from a life on the streets. Beautiful girl, homeless, penniless, living in the gutter. I pulled you away from all of that. I saved you. There's a long pause. Glory stares into Martha's eyes, her expression unreadable. I don't feel much anymore, Martha. Most of my time I'm completely numb, but for you, I can make an exception. I hate you. I'm sorry that you feel that, Glory. That way, Glory. For my part, I still love you. And the razors flick out of Glory's fingertips. Her lips curl into a snarl. Another lie, the last one you'll ever tell. I think we should hear her out. Something strange is happening here. I don't think she's lying, or at least she doesn't think so. She believes what she's saying. It's because it's true. I'll prove it to you. The words come streaming out of her eyes fixed on Glory's razors. Ask me anything you want. I'll show you that I'm telling you the truth. I never wanted anything bad to happen to you, Glory. Not ever. She wheels to face you. Were you listening to her? She's just telling you what you want to hear. That's the whole purpose here, remember? She's bait. Why should we listen to anything she has to say? I don't trust her either. I just want to hear how she's going to try to worm her way out of this. The shrine's affecting her mind. She fumes at you, but only for a moment. She might be right. Martha looks from you to Glory, a confused expression on her face. Her voice goes quiet. There's nothing wrong with my mind, Glory. I don't even understand what you two are talking about. No, of course you don't. She fidgets. I understand your interest in learning more about this, Richard, but we're wasting time and we need that key. If Harrow gets back before we've dealt with that shrine, we're fucked. I didn't turn my back on you. You shouldn't turn your back on her. You need to hear what she has to say. If you don't think it's going to gnaw, it's going to gnaw at you. You shouldn't turn your back on her. Glory stares at you for a naked hostility on her face and then razors slide back into her housings with a click. Alright, Martha, convince me. Convince you of what? That I'm not a monster? I don't know how to do that, Glory. You can start by telling me how you sleep at night. You know what happens to these kids you bring here. You know what happens to you know what happened to me. You're still luring them here into Harrow's clutches. All these years later, so tell me, how do you live with yourself? Explain it to me. For a moment you can see the conflict behind Martha's eyes. If dissonance had a face, it would be hers. Confusion, frightened, anger. At war with herself for a moment, she struggles to speak. Then she whispers a sensation that you feel outside of the compound. Comes back, and her face changes. The muscles on her brows relax, and she appears to be at peace. Why are you asking this, Glory? You already know the answers. These kids here aren't being hurt. They're walking the path to free and pure life, just like Harrow taught us. I haven't even been in the Fisherman era, Martha. I found evidence of horrifying levels of abuse. The shrine is whispering to her, Glory, I can feel it too. She's blissed on it like you said. Martha continues, her joyful smile, wandering her voice is placid. Harrow is a great man, a prophet, true sacrifice have been made, but what he brings in return is so much love. Glory, you remember? Glory grits her teeth and gives you a small nod. Yeah, you're right. After so many years of living here, I don't know if she'd even know what normal feels like anymore. She steps forward and grabs Martha by the shoulders in a curiously soft gesture. Martha, if what you're saying is true, if you ever really did care for me, then please give me the key. It's important. Key? Whatever you use to get past the wards outside of Harrow's shrine. I need it. Don't ask why. Just do it for me. You owe me that much. She looks momentarily conflicted. Then that moment passes. No, Harrow said that I had to guard this. He told me that I could never take it off. I can't question one of Harrow's orders. It would be wrong. Don't you see anything ironic about a cult devoted to freedom and rebellion with a totalitarian leader? She blinks. Clearly she doesn't understand. Martha, if I actually believed in the rules he taught you, you wouldn't have a problem questioning his orders. She blinks, then that whispering sound returns, soft and insistent, and the flicker of unease on her face is replaced with an easy smile. You just don't understand. You don't see the beauty of Harrow's vision. You don't feel the love. Then maybe you could explain it to me. Maybe if you could answer my questions, I'll be able to see the light. She nods eagerly. Yes, please, go on and ask your questions. I'll explain everything. And you'll see for yourself how perfect and right our way really is, how beautiful it can be. I read Harrow's manifesto. It looks like spends a long time talking about charity. Oh yes, of course, charity. The kind that I practice when I rescue young people from the streets. But then in his rules, he says that all three thinkers are supposed to be selfish. Well, yes, but after that, he says that only the strong deserve to prosper, so which is it? Confusion washes over her face. She begins blinking, agitatively fidgeting, then an unseen force clamps down again, and she seems calm. You just don't understand the beauty of this message, the truth behind it. Harrow's hurting them, can't you see it? Hurting, how so? He's corrupting you all with how many of them has he taken as his wives, yourself included? She rolls her eyes, a lesson in Puritan values from a Shadowrunner, how quaint. I'm not making a value judgment, just an observation. This isn't about you, I don't care what you do, Martha. I'm talking about child abuse. I can see that he has brainwashed you into thinking that this is okay. It isn't. If your arrangements talking about child abuse, Harrow doesn't take the young ones for wives. I don't know what Glory told you, but he isn't a monster, and even the youngest initiates here aren't children, not really. Life on the streets lets them be themselves, but in a safe place, certainly safer than the back alleys of some urban hellhole. I was young when he chose me, Martha, maybe not innocent, but young. Somewhere deep down you know that this is wrong. When you lived here, you didn't think it was wrong. You loved it. You can rewrite histories to cast yourself a victim if you want. If demonizing me helps, you can do that too, but nobody ever forced you to do anything, Glory. Glory falls silent, the colour drains from her face. This is certainly a difficult subject. I don't know what you're hoping to achieve by bringing it up, but I promise you aren't going to convince me to abandon my way of life. Can't you see he's brainwashing you, thinking this is okay? You just don't know when to give up, do you? Our ways aren't yours. That doesn't give you the right to judge us. Who are you to impose your ideology on our commune? Alright, I'm not going to stand here and listen to you try to justify this. Give us the key. Functioning centre of right and wrong. I'll tell you what you are. You're the kind of person that Harrow has always warned us about. Your sense of moral outrage doesn't trump our right to live the way we choose. Takes a deep breath, struggling to calm us. If you're going to hurl more accusations at my husband, then go ahead and do it. I'll tell you how wrong you are. I'd prefer to keep the conversation civil. Something else I'd like to ask you about. Harrow's evil. You get it right. I mean, he worships the devil. What else do you need? I don't know what Glory told you, but the adversary isn't the devil. Calling him that reduces him to a cartoonish embodiment of evil. That is an insult. The adversary that I revere is the personification of rebellion, conflict and change, of anarchy. The fact that you live in Berlin but hold the adversary in contempt proves one of two things. Either you're ignorant or you're just a hypocrite. Maybe the adversary isn't evil, but Harrow's interpretation of him certainly is. From what I've seen here tonight, Glory is right on the mark when she said the adversary was evil. Her lips curl into a sneer. Harrow warned us about this kind of backwards thinking, but I wasn't expecting to hear it from you. I've always assumed that Shadowrunners were savvy enough to know that good and evil doesn't exist. 9 times out of 10 I agree with you. Martha the adversary is a special case. Somewhat deep down you must know that. Martha sighs. Her voice takes on a condescending tone. I don't have to believe anything that you tell me. You don't get to dictate my spiritual beliefs. The fact you're even trying to is sad. Glory, I expected more from you. Give us the amulet, Martha. It's the right thing to do. I'm done with this. Give us the amulet. It's the right thing. Oh yes. She nods eagerly. I'll give it to you. She fishes the amulet out of her blouse. It dangles on a golden chain and glittering in the firelight. Here, it's all yours. Put it on the floor and step back. I don't trust you. Alright, fine. If that's how you want it to be, then so be it. She swings the amulet on the chain. If you want this, you're going to have to kill me for it. Glory shifts into attack posture. When she speaks, her voice is unsteady. I'm sorry that it came to this, Martha, but you've gone too far. Save. If you want to fight, if what you want is to fight, I'll give you one. I didn't want this, Glory. I wished we could have come out of this as friends. You haven't convinced me of anything. Best of luck with that. Okay, there's got to be a way of saving her. So let's just go back and save beforehand. Let's go back and have a look for some more information on convincing her to I'm just going to think. Let's read the last page of the book. Continue reading. Final page of the manifesto devolves into Darwinism, free love, and the horned god. Harrow's philosophy collapsing under its own weight. Chloe lets out a startled cry, cutting her sentence short. Out of the corner of your eye, you see her wheel to face something behind you. All around the room fills a sort of house smell of blood, bites for stench. As you turn, you catch sight of something sliding into the world. It looks like a charred man with a pair of tortured faces. Where his shoulder should be, the thing burns like a Roman candle, spitting hot white sparks, fiery fume. An oily substance runs down between his dangling legs and spatters onto the floor, and where it drips they burn. Richard, look out. Ooh, 31 damage. Let's heal that up. And let's armour up. let's hit it with a mana bolt. Oh, he missed, but I hit him anyway. So I think it's immune to the mana burn, isn't it? So Glory can just charge around. Get a hit on him. Take some bleeding damage. 79% chance of hitting him. Missed again. Oh! Glory go in. Missed. Missed. $19 damage. Ow. Let's heal that up. Let's go with the shocking treatment. That missed. Send Glory in. Body of the thing attacked you, begins to dissolve in a moment. As you watch, tissue breaks down, a glowing slick of bubbling patch, rendered fat. What the hell was that? Something from another place. Glory stares. The remnants of the creature are now dark, stained on the library floor. Like I said, outside, the boundaries between the physical world and the astral plane, astral space, are weak here. Things can come through, though. I think we've got everything from the book. I believe you. Let's clear out before. Headless Abomination just pissed lighter fluid onto the floor and tried to burn us to death. I think the things can come through is an underselling it a bit. I think we've got everything. She nods. Let's get the hell out of it and keep moving. So can I... There's got to be a password for this. Oh, you can only hack the terminal. So I'd have to go to Decking 5 to be able to hack that. So let's go back through the... So we need to go back through and go through all the talking again and see if we can find a way of convincing her not to fight us. Right, let's... So what's the... So you can speak to this Initiate. Initiate staring at Gloria's limbs, her eyes wise. She's a mousy thing, probably somewhere in the vicinity of 17 years old, with purple contact lenses and a shock of blue hair. She glanced up at Glory, blinking. You used to live here, didn't you? I've seen your picture here before. Really? I think so. I didn't look at it long. It was in a room that I wasn't supposed to be in, but I'm pretty sure it was you. It probably was. You're right. I did live here a long time ago. I was like you back then, a scared kid brought here by Martha for a chance at a new life. I like Martha. She's so nice. I always feel safe when I'm with her. Most adults aren't like that. They either don't notice you or they do for the wrong reasons, but Martha cares about us. Can I ask you a question? Go ahead and ask. Well, I overheard Martha talking with Mr. Harrow yesterday. I think that they were talking about our meeting with him. The one Martha was just telling us about. Where we'd learn to see the world a different way. Go on. Well, I couldn't really hear the whole conversation. It was all muffled, but what I could hear was kind of weird. Mr. Harrow said something about a shrine. It sounded like he changed the subject because he started talking about dinner, something about chopping up meat. Well, Martha got really upset and said they're too new, they're not ready, make the older ones do it, make older ones do this, stuff like that. But then Mr. Harrow said some other things, and she calmed down again. When she left, she was smiling. So I was just wondering, do you know what they were talking about? I want to make sure that Martha is okay, but I can't ask her about it because I don't want her to find out that I was eavesdropping. I think that I know what Harrow has planned for you. Have you ever opened up the fridge in the other room? Sorry, I have. I'm new here myself. Glory, do you have any ideas? Could be any number of things. She turns to face Nisha, her voice is gentle. I wouldn't worry about it, sweetie. We'll make sure that Martha is okay. Alright, but don't tell her that I told you, please. Don't worry, we won't. The girl smiles sheepishly, steps back as you pass. Glory, I don't know for certain that Harrow has planned for those kids, but I know one thing, whatever it is, we aren't going to let it happen. Agreed. So... we need to to go through all this again, don't we? Okay, let's go in and have a look. I was just having a quick drink. Don't really need to worry about this, do we? Keep your cool, Glory, this isn't like you. Doesn't believe she's lying. It isn't you, it isn't this place. It gets to your head. It took a long time for me to wake up. I don't know what to do. Take it and go. Do what you needed to do. Thank you, Martha. Please just go. Okay, so I got the amulet. So I just need to sort of speak to this initiate. You said you just wanted to talk to her and she ran out in tears. Her mother died. We're just going to calm her down right now. Oh no, poor Martha. Take care of her, okay? Okay, so now we should be able to go. As you step forward, scintillating red light that streams from the doorway flickers and dies. There's a strange lurching sensation in your gut, but it clears almost instantly. Door swings open with a touch. That seems to have done it. Glory nods and then reaches into a satchel. Hand comes back out clutching a small jar. I'm going to put a smear of this on your forehead. It's sort of an alchemic balm. The voice goes quiet. Harry taught me how to make it. She unscrews the cap from the jar, revealing a pale white ointment. The surface glitters strangely with the dim light. If you've ever wondered where my share of the take from our job has gone, this is the answer. Powdered olochalcum isn't cheap. What does the ointment do? Boundaries between the material world and the astral plane are weak in this place. Things can bleed through. The balm is like a lens. It focuses your perception, makes the haze real. She applies a smear of ointment to your forehead and it looks like a glob of glittering white paint. With this we can deal with the spirits on its own level. I'm glad that you came prepared. Sips her fingers back into the balm and traces it down your forehead. The ointment feels cool and oily on your skin. I didn't have much of a choice. There's no way I could pull this off without alchemical assistance. I wouldn't even want to try. She fishes her bag for a second time and pulls out a pair of silver necklaces, rune-inscribed pendants dangling from each. This will protect your astral self from spiritual possession. Don't take it off while we're dealing with the shrine. Whatever you do, got it. Glory puts on her own pendant. The necklace glitters against her pale skin. I don't know what's going to happen when we step into the room. We're playing with forces outside of our control. If you are ready to do this, ready as I'll ever be. Let's go then. Once we've purified the spirit, we can see about rescuing those kids. Harrow will get away, but we can worry about that later. That's the plan. Let's do it. Game is saved. We can continue to the shrine. And I'll probably die a few hundred times now. There's nothing else in here, is there? Nope, so it's just the shrine. Get to the shrine. As you approach the shrine, a chorus of high sibilant voices fills the air. The sound is light and airy, but something about it fills you with a bone-deep dread. Welcome home, Glory. Glory's eyes go wide. She opens her mouth to speak, but no sound escapes. Glory, what? Something slams into you, a wave of intangible force that turns your consciousness inside out and sends shockwaves reverberating through your mind. The world lurches and everything goes black. Oh no! Slowly you begin to stir. Murky, flickering impressions invade the oily stillness of your unconscious mind. Sensations come in waves, washing up over you and jerking you back towards consciousness. You smell arid smoke and burning meat. The roar of distant flames whispers in your ears. When your eyes flutter open, a dull red glare fills your vision. As you attempt to struggle to your feet, you become dimly aware that gravity here feels wrong. Everything is heavier than it should be. Slowly the wave grows, still, and your senses calm. You find yourself staring into an infinite horizon. The blasted ruins of the Furnace Stella stretch out in all directions as far as you can see. Is this the astral space? No. Wearily she surveys your surroundings. We're someplace else. You're gonna have to be more specific. I don't have answers for you, but there's one thing that I'm aware of. Whatever this place is, the adversary holds sway here. If it's the adversary domain, so this place, whatever it is where we're going to fight the spirit, right? Yes, it'll be here somewhere. Or a few spirits. Okay, this is going to be a problem, I think. I need to get into cover, so I think if we get both people, if we get Glory and me to there to begin with, just to take, so we don't take too much of an abusive shot. So I can heal that with no problem. So if I heal that, and then increase my own armor, and then put Glory on double shot mode, then sniper mode. Probably need to be in melee then, actually. That's fine, I can take 3 damage with no issue. Let's try and stun the thing if we can. Let's put Glory on combat mode and send her in. Go for a kick. Oh, she missed twice. He's healed. And then he's hit me for 31 and 2 AP damage. Oh, I'm down. Ow! Did not expect to go down that quickly. Mission failed, you died. Yes, I did. Let's load the save again. I will get this done tonight. think I've got to deal with them quicker than that. I don't think the guns work that well against those things. Against those spirits, so magic and melee, I think, is the best way to sort this out. But I don't want to be in the open because those things hurt. That thing hurts if you're too much in the open. So, right, let's go there. And there as well. Seven damage is fine. Let's heal that up. Let's take a mana bolt at him. I send Glory in for a chop. There we go. Good chop. Good chop, Glory. Right, let's try and kill this thing. I should be able to heal that damage. And then hopefully kill this with Glory's help. Good, that's one down. I'm going to run away. I'm going to let Glory charge in and hopefully do some damage to it. Don't think I'm far enough away. No, I wasn't. Ow. That was a bad move. That was a misclick. I don't want to use the only dock wagon I've got to res myself on the first fight of this map. That seems like a bad idea. Seems like a very bad idea if I use it on the first fight of this map. Because I get the feeling I'm going to have to fight something massive. Get the feeling that the thing I'm going to have to fight, the adversary, is going to be an absolute pain in the arse to kill. So to have one extra, like, bring me back to life thing would be good. Tempted to move him there actually, because Glory can probably take the pounding more than. $15 damage, I should heal that. And then blast him. Send Glory in for a swipe. A double swipe. Actually gets a double swipe off. Okay, so now I probably want to move to there. And try, let's just do so 44 for a normal hit, 47 for a bolt, which you missed. So it might be worth just charging in. Getting a double miss, that's a bit bad. Okay, so I can probably heal Glory's damage. And then go with a mana bolt to the side of this guy's head. Run in, chop, chop. Let's use that there. Did I just hit... No, I didn't hit glory, did I? No. Ah, 26 and 2 AP. What an ass. Shit. Shit, boy. That is bloody annoying. Doing really well. Got rid of one. I will do this. I will not fail. Again. Which I probably will. Okay, back we go. Let's just skip this over. Is this the astral space? I don't know. Right, let's go and do this. Just have to run to the toilet then. Ugh. Right. Oh, they get a go, do they? Ow. Okay, I don't see why they get to start this time round. But... okay. Go, Glory! Make a massive run! And a miss. Can heal that damage up after one turn, so... let's try and bolt. Let's heal Glory. Damn it. Let's give Glory the... oh, what's going on? Okay, looks like we've got a problem here. Oh, dragged in. Let's just click out of that. Nope. Nope. Okay, they're having a special moment here. It seems to be... there we go, it's sorted itself out now. It's having a moment. Okay, looks like we've done that. So we've done the first round of combat. Next one. Oh, fuck you! Ow. 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 I'm gonna have to use a med kit just to get some life back. And then I'm probably going to need to let Glory do that again. Oh, 1 AP damage. Let's heal her. Let's do some, try and do some damage to this thing if we can. Ooh, flanked. It's coming after me, that's not good. Alright, I need to move. I need to send Glory over to do a massive heal. Oh, I'm dead. Get me back up. Kind of botched that. I think this is over. Yep, this is over. So it's going to have to be a reload. Right, back in we go. Okay. Let's have a look. They're getting to go first, that's fine. Ow. Right, let's heal that 15 damage straight away. $11 damage, 1 AP, I can deal with that. 9 damage. Right, so let's whack this thing in the back if we can. Let's heal the damage that's been done to her. Let's send her on a charge to there. Right, let's try and hit this thing again, and not with that. A couple of blasts. So that's that dead. Okay, so we're just waiting for it to click over to allow me to actually do something. There we go. So Glory does 5 and nothing. Takes an AP damage. Then she gets a heal from me, followed by a blast from that. Then she'll do a swipe. He'll heal himself for 2 damage. She'll take 29 and 2 AP. That was awful. I think she's going to fall here. $11. Another 11 and 1. Come on, hit him! Oh. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. I think I might have to restart this mission, rewind it back to the beginning, and let's rewind it. 42:12. Is that when I first started this mission? Yeah, it's got to be when I first started this mission. Let's just rewind to that point. Because I think I've just had a quick check